Hi everyone, it's Michelle Howe. It's a Friday again. I love coming out on Fridays because it's always like, yay! I just get to enjoy and connect and share what's been going on. I put a post in the group yesterday asking a little bit because it's been very quiet, and I know it's there's a lot going on. It's never actually quiet, and when people are quiet, I get a little nervous because that's people stepping back. That's people um, redirecting their attention, probably maybe even suffering or struggling, and they're quiet. So I'm sure there's everything across the board going on. Some of us are just distracted with the political scene that we're paying attention to, or distracted in our own endeavors and our own projects, or maybe having fun even through this tough time. We're having fun, we're moving on, we're doing what we need to do to take care of our families, right? So um, I'm Michelle Howe. In case you guys don't know who I am, I'm the founder and president of Empath Evolution. I work with amazing people who push through things to support others, uplift others, and understand others to bring light to the world. In the process of doing that, they can take on things that are not theirs to take on. They can feel too much of the negativity that's around them. They can really be traumatized in a lot of ways. So, hi, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for being here. If you're here, please let me know you're here. Comment. Let me know. I got some comments yesterday. I'm wondering how the rest of you are doing because, 3/4 of the year, almost 3/4 of the year is done. And of course, we all want this done, this flavor of this year done. But let's not wish away the time that we have because every day matters. Every day matters. Every person matters. Every situation that's in front of us matters. And the more we look at things, the more we can address them. And sometimes not addressing them. Not like if something is, sometimes you fuel the fires and the fires get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we can burn down the house. Case in point, yesterday, um, this old building in Utica burned down to the ground. I mean, it burned from 1 o'clock. I see pictures of it. It's a huge old shopping mall, almost like, those regional shopping malls that they have, like that you can go into. They're outside and people walk through the outside. It was like that, but it had an inside part to it. Well, it had been abandoned. It is abandoned, and it was an eyesore, sure, but there was so much asbestos in there and it cost so much to clear that building up that it just sat there. It just sat there. It just sat there. It kind of reminds me of what do we need to do when we have things that we don't like. We let them sit there. It takes too much effort to get rid of it or to change it or to do anything differently. Well, guess what? That place had been vandalized. That place had been, there was no boarding it up. People nearby found an interest in it and would do whatever, so they couldn't just let a building sit. Well, evidently somebody or a group of people decided they were going to burn the building down. They could smell the smokes at least half an hour away from where this location was. There was, I mean, it cost billions of dollars to get this thing torn down. It was burning, every single part of it. And it's not even done at this point. They said it would take up to 2 days to clear that building of the flames that were there to bring everything back down to calmness. So I don't know why fire came up today, but fire serves a purpose. It, it transmutes things. When you look at it from an elemental, the elements of the earth, the air, the water, the air, the water, the earth, the fire, and then there's ether. Ether is spirit, pure spirit. Fire is a very important ingredient in this. It really requires that. Like if you have a lot of fire in you, you have a lot of an engine, a lot of motivation, a lot of a spark in you, and you can make changes at the snap of your finger, truly, because that fire is going to clear up what's in front of us. And honestly, I wish that would happen, and I think that is happening on some level with a lot of the issues that we're running into in this country. I'm not a political person. I honestly, the more I see of it, the more I'm like, it's hard to avoid and to notice what's happening. What's happening is not just political. There is an emotional side to this. There are shifts going on this planet that people don't see it as a shift. Vibrationally, each person is being asked to purge things that have been held within them or in their bloodline. Things we've buried, we are being asked to purge things. What does that mean? That means that if you look at anybody in any lesser fashion, if you have negativity running around in any way, that needs to be purged. And what's the process of purging? Well, the first process is to even know it's there. So the first process is really uncomfortable. And as much as I can say this is something happening to our country, to everybody in the world, we always think it's like somebody else's problem. Somebody else is creating this. Somebody else needs to fix this. Well, it starts with us fixing, that's not a great word, addressing the pain that we hold within us. And really stepping back from going into, especially if you're an empath, going into situations that are going to barrel you over. The emotions are going to be over the top. So your biggest thing is, why are you attracted to that? There's something in that resonates with you at some level. You understand it. You want it fixed, right? So we all want things fixed. And there's the outer things that we can fix, and then there's the inner things we're going to fix. Before anything on the outside can truly be fixed, each person, however you show up, needs to be in enough discomfort that you're going to look at the inside of what you are responsible for, what you can do, how you've played a role. Each person in this country is part of a whole. We are one. Humanity is one. And trust me when I tell you, we are not bad. We are not negative. We are not wrong. We are human. Nobody is lesser than or better than anybody else. And any teachings and any history that says otherwise is totally wrong. Missed the point. As we navigate each new day, things will change. We will change. History of the world is changing. It's inevitable that things are going to change. Let's make it for the positive. The more you see the positive potentials in the world, and you step forward positively, beyond your fears, you step forward to speak in a way that creates the positive in front of you. You're envisioning, you're creating what's next by the way you speak. If you can spot something that's horrible or wrong or that jabs you or jars you, you know that there's fear in you. Negativity has in some way impacted you along the way in your life. No shame. There's no shame in that. There's no guilt in that. There's no nothing in that. I tell everybody, the job is to love you. Love your family. Love humanity. It doesn't matter what color they are. It doesn't matter what they think. Energetically, as a very awake being, and you are on an evolutionary path, if you're an empath, as a very awake being, it's upon us not to absorb their negativity. We can't fix any of this on our own. What we can do is allow things to go where they need to go in order for people to make changes. Allow ourselves to be empowered to not go down with the shit, not go down with emotions and feelings that belong to other people. People need to be uncomfortable, let them be uncomfortable. People are afraid, let them be afraid. But if they come in touch with you and they come into your circle of influence, or you can send positive vibes into the world, you do that. And yes, we matter. Everybody matters. The good, the bad, the gray, the green, the orange, everybody matters. And we have to get along and we have to work together. So whatever disparity is out there, we're going to take care of it. You have to believe that. That is faith. That is faith. Look how far we've come. Look how far we'll go. And at the end of the day, everybody stands for something. I stand for something. In this family, I stand for something, right? I don't do that in my business. Well, I do that when I speak, yes. I don't do that to other people's lives. But in conducting myself in my life, I stand for something. I choose to make it positive, and I choose to stand against anything negative. If it comes into my zone of influence, yeah, absolutely. But then there is that side of me that I live here. I live in my reality. I create my reality every day. How much am I going to let the negativity of the world impact me? No. Sorry. I have a family, I have children, I have a life. I have to go to sleep every night. I have to feel safe every day, right? How much am I going to let that fear and that anger run the show? The resentment, so when I tell you it's a thing, it's a thing. If we think and see and absorb and have a steady diet of being angry, we will not have a good experience in our lives. We will have a very, heavy experience of life. We will not want to be here. We will see everything negative. Everything is bad. All right? There's good and bad. That's the truth of the matter. There are no guarantees with anything or anybody. People are constantly saying and doing things that surprise us, that are not fair, that are not right. They don't seem right. But guess what? We did not come to a place that's the Garden of Eden. It's not the Garden of Eden. We're going to make it the Garden of Eden. And we don't make something the Garden of Eden with a hammer and nails. We project out the potentials. We step into those potentials. We form conversations, collaborative efforts. We create the future together. So, and yes, sometimes it takes a fire to burn things down. But remember, you're burning everything down. So be aware of what you're doing. Yeah, there's a place for fires as long as the fire is contained, which thankfully that building I was telling you about, huge, huge, huge fire. 20, 30, 40 minutes away, they could smell the fire. It just needed to that was the story of that building. I don't know why it happened. but at least it wasn't in a neighborhood with other things next to it. It was be able to be contained where it was, and it didn't destroy other people's lives or hurt anyone. We didn't lose anyone from it. So I didn't start this conversation or this training to talk about this, but it kind of came to the table. What else do you need to know as an empath? There's so many things you need to know. Amazing, wonderful things. Your intuition is your best friend, but beware of your lens. Your lens, when you see something, what do you see? Do you see everything that's wrong or everything that's right? Do you wear your rose-colored glasses when you go out, or do you wear, a mix of them? Do you kind of change things up? Thank you for being here, Sandy. Thank you. How do things feel? How important is feeling in the world? My gosh, I've done now 2 trainings for a national organization, and I'm able to I'm saying it in the webinars how important feeling really is, and how to create that safe space where we are all safe. We're not all, worried about tomorrow, chasing the almighty dollar and needing to create. In order to feel good, we need to create this amazing, crazy thing that's in front of us. And success needs to be at every turn. No. Success is defined differently by different people. We find it when we go with the flow and step into action in a way that honors everybody around us. And most of all, it honors ourselves. We are able to use all sides of us. Step into a flavor of life, like a rhythm of life that we can enjoy. All right? And if for some reason life is a little hard, we're going to learn to love our life, love even the hard parts of what we do, because in loving our life without condition, we make those conditions more bearable to us. We bring love to the table every single day. And that is hugely important. So I don't have any big tools to give you today. I can tell you that your biggest strength is going to be the capacity to settle yourself, change, refocus to feeling the positive, seeing the positive, bringing in the positive into your life. It doesn't, it's not rocket science, but it is a thing, especially if you're a feeler, that bring a steady diet of positive, whether it's your own thinking, whether it's music, whether it's people, a steady diet of that. And yes, we live with other people every single day. So they matter. They can influence you. They can impact you. They matter. They cannot overpower you unless you let that overpower you. My best wish for you this weekend is to enjoy some of the quiet, enjoy some of the vibrations that are higher, release the anxiety, release the fear. There is an intention that goes with that. There is a calmness that goes with that, and there's a vibration. So the more you recognize, guess what? My system needs a tweaking. You're going to go and you're going to shift that. And I have several different trainings. It's not, can't tell you a sentence to go do that in. You're basically going to change your mind, learn to shift vibrations and emotions at your will, stand in your own power without getting sidelined, barreled over by what's going on in the environment around you. And you're going to use your power of choice to move away and then to move towards what serves you. So, without further ado, I'll let you get on with your weekend. I am glad you're here in my group. you're a follower of my page or you're on YouTube, any of those, please know I do private sessions, I do training programs, I do workshops for organizations, wellness departments, HR, because these soft skills are essential skills. They're life skills. And they're not for select groups of people, they are for everybody. You are in charge of what is in your life. And there's nothing you could buy on the outside that's going to change that. It's only going to change from the inside. I'll let you guys go. Have a great day.